If I could choose just one product to improve the look of any desk setup out there, it would probably be this cable management tray underneath the setup. Because if we take this thing away, yeah, that looks pretty damn bad, and it's still got a couple cable ties here and there holding things together. So if they weren't there, this would be even worse. You gotta admit, having good cable management can either make or break a setup. And I think the moment I take this away, all this tech and no cable management, it's not a good combination. And even if you have a simple setup, you just have one monitor, one simple PC, it doesn't have to be crazy. But the moment you hide all the cables and make it all look neat, it looks so much better. Like straight away, much cleaner setup and better environment for you to probably be in. And I'm gonna just put this back in place. This is the easiest thing ever. That literally took me like a minute to reattach, and boom, clean setup. Now I think it goes without saying, this is a very extreme example of a desk setup. There's just a lot going on. We got 3 monitors and many things that need their own power source. For starters, we have an electric desk here from Vernal Space that of course needs its own power source. We have 3 monitors as well, each one of them needing their own power source. A soundbar. We also have an LED light strip behind the table. That needs its own power source. We have a wall light from GoV. That needs its own power source. We have a PC. That needs its own power source. And finally, the 9th one, we have a power pass-through with USB-C and USB-A. So we have 9 devices here that need their own power source. But if we have a look underneath the setup here, for the sake of this video, I actually labeled every one of the power sockets on here to show you what's what. So we got a pass-through port for the table, the PC, an LED light strip, the GoV lights, we got the desk motors, the soundbar, and if you look in the middle here, that says monitors, not monitor. So basically, there's one power source powering all 3 from a single socket. How have I done this? Well, it's using one of these. So typically you would use a cable like this, your normal wall outlet into a single C13 power cable. However, you can combine this cable with, say, one of these, for example, that you can pick up on Amazon. I'll leave links to everything in today's video down below for you guys, including these fancy splitter cables that really aren't anything fancy. They're just, you know, splitter power cables. You plug your C13 into the C14, then you get these 2 different power cables for your various different devices that might need a slightly different like power source. But if you don't want to go this route, where you're kind of creating your own splitter cable system, you can actually buy pre-built splitter cables just like you see here. So once again, we have a normal wall outlet into, in this case, 2 of these. And you can also get them in different forms, like 2 C13s, just like this, or a single wall outlet. And many of these are also available in different configurations where you can get like a 3-way, a 4-way splitter cable with various different plugs on different ends. But nevertheless, I did want to share this with you because I don't think many people know about this kind of cable management life hack and cutting down on the amount of sockets you actually use. You might not need a 20 socket power strip under your table if you use some of these splitter cables, you know what I mean? Like, it's actually like a genuine life hack. Speaking of life hacks, the sponsor of today's video is actually Magtame and their magnetic cables and magnetic tip adapters. So they've sent me over a few of their magnetic lightning to USB-C cables that you see here. The cable literally cable manages itself. Like, how awesome is that? What's even more impressive though are these 2 products right here. You can probably see what this product does just by looking at the picture there to show you how useful this may be for the everyday person, and I would say especially people who make videos on YouTube and have a ton of USB-C rechargeable camera gear. So this little magnetic adapter is actually rated for 240 watts and also has 20 gigabit per second data transfer. So you literally get the best of both worlds. High power and also high data throughput. And check this thing out. It can literally charge your laptop with this. You can basically convert your normal Windows laptop to have basically MagSafe, but for Windows, using this thing, and still get high power and high data throughput. On top of that, for all you YouTubers out there like myself, having this integrated with your USB-C rechargeable microphones, rechargeable LED lights. You could use a whole bunch of these like what I'm doing in my own charging station to genuinely revolutionize the way you recharge your camera equipment. That is USB-C powered at least. But nevertheless, like, this is so useful. because most people that film videos on YouTube like myself, you take your microphone off and you got to plug it in via Type-C to keep it charged. Well, doing it this way just saves you that little bit of time. Now they did also send me their angled adapters like you see here. However, having tried both, they're actually not backwards compatible. You can't interchange the tips. They actually use a slightly different design. So I would highly recommend you pick one. I would probably choose this one right here. It fits more devices. It's more universal. You can check out their full product line in the video description and pinned comment down below. As you can see, they've got various different magnetic cables available, not just USB-C to Lightning like what I showed off here, and a ton of other stuff. All magnetic, all in the same design. Genuinely really good stuff. Now getting back on topic with the cable management trays I mentioned at the start of the video, which one am I actually using myself? Because as you can see, there are many options to choose from on Amazon. The one I'm using myself is from a company called Vernal Space, and it actually came integrated with this desk. And you can hopefully see right there, it's simply held in with 2 screws there, and then we got another 2 holding in the other end of it. And that's it. It's just held in with 4 screws. You don't have to spend a lot of money on these things. In fact, some of them kind of come as like a bit of a cable management kit, which I would say is kind of what you want. Ideally, you want a few cable ties, you want this cable management tray, and you're pretty much good to go. If they come with any extras, that's a bonus, but ideally, try find a kit that comes with some cable ties at the very least, if you don't already have some cable ties laying around. There are several different types of these available as well, some of which, like the one I'm using, is actually screwed into my table with, in this case, just 4 screws. Pretty basic, but if you don't want to screw things onto your table or glue things to your table, another option is to get the desk clamp ones, which also are very inexpensive, like pretty much all of these desk cable management trays are. And a word of advice, if you do get one that has clamps to, clamp onto the table and then the tray just hangs underneath your desk, if you want to make the clamps kind of look invisible, I suppose, from the top of your tabletop, ideally pair it with, say, a soundbar, put the soundbar where the clamps would be visible, or use a desk shelf or something along those lines, and then you won't actually see the clamps, and you won't have any screws going into your desk, you won't have any glue, you won't have to glue actual power strips to the bottom of your table like I've suggested people do in the past, which is still an option. You can go that route and use Velcro. I would use Velcro if you do want to glue things to the bottom of your table. Use double-sided sticky Velcro, okay? Don't use straight glue. Another quick desk setup tip that I'd highly recommend you do if you have a situation like what I have here, where I've got a black power cord against a white wall. Ideally, you want to blend that in just so the cable's not kind of standing out. So I'm going to swap the black extension lead for this white one because I've got a white wall here. However, in the future, I am considering maybe possibly painting this wall like a gray or a dark gray color. So I might have to do a switch back to the black one some point down the line. But for now, I think the white one is going to look a little nicer. And there you go, it's all swapped over, all done. That cable can dangle and not stand out as much as it used to before. Nice. If you guys also have some desk setup improvement tips, share them down below in the comment section. I would like to hear them, and I'm sure the people that watch this video would probably find them super useful as well. We could all do with improving our desk setup a little bit with, I don't know, some life hacks here and there. And if you guys want to improve your own setup further, you can check out the video I made right here, going over a few of my favorite desk setup life hacks and little improvements here and there, including the power grommet I showed you at the start of the video, which is sitting right there, currently powering the laptop, and a couple other bits and pieces involving sticking an LED light strip to the back of your table in a much better way.